Daddy's back. Hell of a line by Orton. But the question is for you, Kev. Is SmackDown the right move for Randy Orton?
I would say yes. He's clearly going to be feuding with Roman Reigns.
Right. No, of
Clearly going
course.
to be
That
his
was a selling
opponent.
point.
It's going to clearly be his opponent at the Royal Rumble.
Right.
Also, here's an interesting wrinkle here. We're about to see Randy Orton booked by somebody other than Vince McMahon for the first time in his career. Because
Yeah, but it's Triple H, though. Triple H knows him so well.
oh, of course, yeah. I'm just
I don't
saying
think that makes a difference.
it's an interesting thing to me that it's going to just be in somebody else's hands technically. Um, and I think that after that, I'm curious what Orton does at WrestleMania.
Right.
Um,
Okay. So I'm glad you said that. And this is why I posed the question. Because we all know Randy Orton's losing at Royal Rumble to
of course,
Roman Reigns. Excuse me.
yes.
Like we all know this. It sucks because I kind of wish he didn't sign with SmackDown. Because yes, we all know the selling point was for him to get revenge in the bloodline. It was his first thing. We're coming back to he's out for the bloodline. He's out for the bloodline. What's he after the bloodline? Every single one of them. He's coming in with receipts for every single one of them, right? With the form of RKO.
Yeah.
But you're gonna lose, bro. You're gonna lose. It's gonna be one and done at the Royal Rumble. So how many weeks do we have to the Royal Rumble? How many weeks do we have for this build up?
Like 7 or 8 at least.
7, 8. All right. So we have a nice little build. Only for an inevitable, 1, 2, 3 after a spear and Roman Reigns music hits and blah blah blah. The whole thing happens. We go off, and then what? What happens next for Randy Orton?
Well, here's the
WrestleMania.
thing. Well, I think at Mania, maybe it winds up being him and Solo. It feels like that would be like the natural pairing, unless they want to do Solo and Brock. Although that one, I don't know if Brock is the guy that Solo should be facing. But to me, also, I think part of the calculation in this is that Randy's going to be Cody's first opponent after Cody wins at Mania.
Assuming Cody wins it, yeah.
Yes. Which I think is, I mean, who knows? We'll see. But I feel like that's a fairly safe assumption. And I think Randy is the clear, natural best opponent for Cody coming out of Mania. Especially depending on what happens at Mania, if they give him like a strong win. I don't know if that's against Solo. I don't know if that's against like an LA Knight.
But then that doesn't make sense though, because then like you got to think like Randy Orton's going to turn heel before that. I don't know, because if he's facing Solo at WrestleMania, he's still after the bloodline, then what makes him switch and turn heel against Cody? You know what I mean? Like obviously
he wants to win the championship.
He still has. I don't know, man. Like it just. I kind of wish.
Also, that is a strong first opponent for Cody right after winning the title.
No, of course. Like, hey, listen,
storyline too.
That story writes itself. Like, it'll be a great match, great storyline, etc., etc. However, like this whole thing with Randy Orton and the Bloodline, I wish we extended a little bit more here because, like, it's a good redemption story. Randy Orton just came back after 18, 19 months being on the shelf at the hands of the Bloodline, and like, we want to see Randy Orton take everyone's ass. We want to see him, climb his way to the top, but we know what's going to happen already now. It sucks it's happening at this next event, the Royal Rumble, when it's so close to WrestleMania. We know whoever Roman's going to face at the Royal Rumble, he's going to win, and it sucks that it's going to be Orton.
I mean, that is true, but I feel like if you go through the years, that championship match at the Royal Rumble is like the world champion the defending champion usually defends the title at that show. Usually It's kind of a foregone conclusion. Very often that match they will use as sort of like an experiment. Like they'll give somebody a title match that you wouldn't otherwise see. A couple of years ago, they had Seth and Roman when they were both heels. So I think that they know sometimes that that's a little bit of a lame duck match. I just am curious of what it's going to be like.
We've seen new champions be crowned at Royal Rumble, though. That has happened.
It's happened, but more often than not, it's the defending champion walks out.
But right now it's so pigeonholed with Roman Reigns because it's just like the streak.
I mean, Jesus Christ, they're always pigeonholed by Roman. I had a friend the other day who was like, I think that he's going to win at Mania. And I was just like, if he wins at Mania, I will scream, especially because I'm pretty sure I'm going to be there live. If Roman wins at Mania, I'm going to scream. But it's almost like that's the point. It's like the anti-Undertaker streak, where the idea of him losing is just like, oh my God, is he not going to kick out on this one? It's I just think that Orton is going to have that match at the Rumble. It's going to be very predictable. It's going to be a foregone conclusion.
And that sucks.
Yeah. And then he's going to have a nice little feud with Cody after Mania.
All right, we shall see, man. Like, I don't know. I feel bad about Roman. I'm saying not Roman, but Randy going into this. It's just like, the storyline's a great storyline, but like, how amped can I be for it when I know it's a foregone conclusion that he's going to lose? You know what I mean? That's essentially the point I'm trying to make. And hell, if Roman wins again at WrestleMania at this point, then he's just got to go for Bruno's record.